On this episode of the Digital Fireside, Luke and I take a crack at the comments you guys have left so far. Strap yourselves in. This one's going to be a bit of a doozy.
Hey Arnold.
What? Is that the most ambitious crossover in television history?
He just walks out with a Tarzan like cloth over his Johnson and hey,
All
football
right.
head kid or football kid or whatever the fuck.
Well, happy Goten Day today. I'm kidding.
Get the fuck out of here.
Technically, it's Goten Day.
Do you know why it was Goku Day?
But now it's Goten Day.
I understand the joke because it's the 10th, but like, did you know why
Well.
it was Goku Day?
Yes, because I think it's phonetically that's what it sounds like, right?
God, you were just so smart. It's like the Japanese like go is like, or 9. What is it? 5 is go,
5.
and
Yeah.
then 9 is ku.
Was it 9 or was it like 8?
9. But do you know what other Dragon Ball Day it was?
What?
It was Piccolo Day.
Really?
It was legit Piccolo Day though. Like Goku Day just started. Piccolo Day was a thing like in Dragon Ball, and that was the day that Demon King Piccolo announced that he's the ruler of the world. And it says there's like a thing that says it, and it's funny because everyone's like, well, there's another thing that the main character fucking Goku just overshadowed is just took the guy's fucking day that he's had for 40 years.
Hey guys, it's Goku.
It's my day now.
Fuck you, Piccolo.
Like what? I don't know. Where's that? I gotta look at it because it's funny to me.
Well, while you're doing that,
Oh, here you go. It says Happy Piccolo Day. Therefore, every May 9th will be celebrated as Piccolo Day.
huh? Well, I guess you learned something.
I mean, whenever you come to the fireside.
Really,
you
we
learn
just
something.
try and instill this knowledge. Well, hey guys, what we're doing today is we are going to have a bit of a Q&A answering your questions.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, because there weren't a whole lot this time. We're just kind of getting started. People thought that I was like dead for probably the majority of this decade, so
It's true.
we're going to ride strong and finish out on a high note, and we're kind of picking up the pieces of here. Do you want to just like dive right into this sort of stuff, or do you have anything you want to talk about or lead up to, or?
I really just, the only thing I wanted to answer those questions, but I also wanted to go through the comments. So
Okay.
that way, the reason why I wanted to do it this platform or this way is
Mhm.
because it'll be tough going through every single comment and making sure that we get to everybody. / as a comment person myself, I like when my comments are replied to. So
Comment person. What is that? What is a comment person?
I love leaving comments. Like I love doing it. I don't.
Well,
There's definitely a group of us out there, and so I love doing that. I appreciate when people put the comments out, and
yeah.
it's just nice to have that interaction. But
I agree.
sometimes you just can't get to it, or I want to do it in a format to where it's like every so odd videos, we just put them all together and then move on from that because
That's a good
let's say
idea.
we're on video 25
Mm-hmm.
or podcast 25. We won't be able to come back to episode 1 if someone just sees it for the first time. So like we would just like kind of like do it that way.
Okay.
I mean, the more that we go, the more likely that more people will see it, and at that time it'll just be hectic. So if we have a certain format to where like we address most of the questions or concerns or comments, I think, especially people hearing it from us instead of interpreting it through text,
yeah.
they can hear where we're coming from.
Yeah.
So
That makes sense. I've compiled just some emails that I've gotten. I've gotten a few emails. I've gotten a few like DMs and that sort of stuff. But in the future, the quickest way to get your question answered would be to, I would say, write in. Is that right? Or unless you're
contact at thedigitalfireside.com.
one more time. That's contact at thedigitalfireside.com.
Come.
Sunday. Okay, cool. Well, would you like to start or would you like me to start?
You can go ahead and start.
Okay.
Because I think yours will be more elaborate, and we can have more of a discussion about what those are. And these are going to be just our thoughts on these comments. If there's actually questions on the comments, we can answer them a little bit.
Okay.
And that'll be that. We'll go for the first 4 videos that we have. There's only like 40 comments, so it's.
So does that end with the addiction video? Or
It will end with the cancer video.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. So with some of these, because it is sort of a new format, I have chosen to, unless you've mentioned your name, I have chosen to kind of just leave that out and be quoted as anonymous because I don't want to blow up someone's like screen name or whatnot without their permission. So I think in the future maybe we could have it where, just like say,
just specify.
Yeah, you could just be like, hey,
it's okay if you use this name.
Yes, or sincerely or thanks, whatever name you want. So, a lot of these are going to be anonymous, first of all. And second of all, I've vetted a few of them until next time, too, because they're pretty good. But,
oh, my God. This is not Dragon Ball Z where, like, we finally get to the fight, and then the smoke clears, and it's, will Goku and his friends prevail.
He managed to do it. All right. So, Anonymous asks, what is with not a hero, that thing that Gloop keeps on saying? So I was kind of curious, too, because you've been saying that before this even started.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. I mean, I think I do now because I know you well enough now, but why did that even start?
Well, it originated, first off, shout out to the movie Pop Star.
Okay.
The movie came out in 2016. It was really funny. It's with Andy Samberg, and it's like a mockumentary about a boy band and then the one guy that's the most famous of the boy band gets big and goes solo, and it's kind of like a mockumentary through his career. So I'm not gonna spoil the movie because it's really funny. But in like one of the songs, it's called he like makes fun of, he spoofs Macklemore, and he makes fun of him by saying he's like I'm not a hero, don't call me a hero. And it's just a funny part because he's like saying all these things that like he's like, what was that song by Macklemore? Same Love. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like, yeah, Same Love. And he was making fun of that song, and he was like, I'm not here. I'm just a regular guy like everyone else. It's just so funny the way he was saying it. I was like, so I took to that way back when, and I just been using it like whenever time someone says something that like is kind of like offhand, like
humble bragging,
yeah. And it's like it's like if I said like, yeah, I coach kids on the side, but I'm like, I'm not a hero or anything. It's like I just care about the community. It's like, all right, dude, that's where it comes from though.
Okay. Well, glad we kind of saw that.
Shout out Pop Star. You guys should watch it. It's really good. Really
I don't think
movie.
I've ever heard of that movie.
God. You're so uncultured.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird. No, it's not weird.
Well, if you know me, it's not as weird. But. All right, so next question comes in from Dusk. Your podcast sucks. Do you have any recommendations for another one? First of all, thank you for writing in.
Thank you for writing in. We appreciate it.
We appreciate that. I would say, off the top of my head, the other podcasts that I listen to are I listen to the Joe Rogan Experience every now and then. When he has a pretty good guest on, I think that that's always interesting. I listen to Last Podcast on the Left, which is a true crime kind of podcast, which is really interesting.
So what do they go over?
They basically they'll cover anything from like cults to like the Venus Project. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Not the Venus Project, but cults. They'll talk about serial killers. They'll talk about like true crime. They'll talk about unsolved mysteries, that kind of stuff. And it's kind of through the lens of these guys, these 3 comedians that I think they live out. 2 live in New York. One lives in L.A. And it's really interesting. It's like it kind of helps with the humor to diffuse some of the gnarlier details, but it's interesting to kind of see that thought process. And like I was listening to this one special they did on Jim Jones and that whole like don't drink the Flavor-Aid or whatever, and it was fucking bizarre because Jim Jones grew up in I think Gary, Indiana.
Of course.
Yeah.
Where else would this?
Well, yeah. Where else would this monster come from? But it was interesting because he reached out to a lot of impoverished people to kind of get this cult following before going out to Guyana. Have you heard this story about
No.
Chip Jones? He's just like
I've heard the name, but I haven't heard.
So like that whole phrase where it's like don't drink the Kool-Aid or whatever it came from. That's from that where he basically I'm going to butcher
took everybody out.
He basically made them kill themselves.
Yeah,
it was insane. Like he started from like humble beginnings and like he ended up becoming like this religious leader or whatnot. Took his congregation out to, I want to say Guyana maybe, and I think they killed a senator or something like that. Like it got pretty fucking crazy. This was back before we were born.
He just didn't do it. He just like
no.
Did he do it?
Well, he's dead.
There was one where the guy just didn't do it as the leader. He just
it's like, well, sorry guys.
I mean, it seemed cool at the time. When we got to the point, it's like when you're about to go on a roller coaster, you're like, "Oh, this is awesome." Then when you get on, it's your turn to hop in. Like,
it's like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. The experience was
I saw those photos that they took. It's not nearly as fun. But anyway,
so that was from these things. What?
That's one that I listen to every now and then when they come on. Trying to think what else.
It's very dark.
Yeah, I used to listen to the Giant Bombcast, which was a favorite of mine. Which was it was like this video game podcast that they talked about technology and that sort of stuff. That was when I was a little bit younger, probably from like 2009 to about 2013, maybe. I was listening to that, but that was pretty fun. Then actually the host passed away. It was really sad, but he's like 34 and he just got married. And he died of like sleep apnea or something.
I don't think you can die from sleep apnea.
You for sure could die from sleep apnea.
It's just sleep apnea. I think you just have bad, loud snoring.
100%.
I was literally about to just say snores this. I was about to say snores this. So you have awful snoring. But
what about you?
I listen. First off, I want to say I don't think we suck. I think it's a new thing. I think that we've had a lot of positive feedback.
Yeah,
but we do have room to grow, so we agree with you there. But I do listen to Joe Rogan, but my main one is the Monday Morning Podcast with Bill Burr.
Oh, with Bill Burr, yeah.
He's my favorite comedian by far, and everything he says to me is just comedy gold.
Yeah.
And just he has all these different type of topics that he just kind of can rant on forever.
Yeah,
and I think that's just a secret gift that you just finding that much to say about a character or just somebody that you bumped into the wrong way walking across the street, or it's like he's got a million thoughts that go in his head about just one event at a time. It's just amazing to me.
Have you heard his like anecdote about him meeting this psycho on the plane?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, why are you going to Indianapolis, Bill?
Dude, Bill, the best is when he like talks about like so yeah, he responds to his fans like, so what happened to the Philadelphia thing?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, listen. He like goes crazy on, he's like, fuck Philadelphia, first of all. It's fucking hilarious.
He has such a talent that he can carry a podcast by himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him, just ranting. Like, that is such...
And the occasional Nia in the background.
Well, yeah.
Talking some shit.
Yeah, well, of course, it wouldn't be...
And he's just snickering about it.
But
yeah, that's the one I usually watch.
Okay.
And for the rest of them, I just kind of binge, YouTube. Just small clips here and there. I don't really listen to podcasts.
Okay. Ben writes in, why does the podcast version of the episode sometimes come out a day before the actual episode? I'm assuming you mean before it's actually coming out on YouTube. I kind of started doing that where I would just upload everything at once, and because you're uploading like a 50 megabyte file,
it takes a little bit of time.
50 megabytes does not take any time.
No, it takes a little bit of time.
Whereas opposing that...
I literally said it takes a little bit of time.
Doesn't take any time at all. It's super quick. So as opposing that, there is... YouTube has a long upload time with these videos. So they usually go up at the same time, but... and I think it's kind of evolved in its own way that you kind of get a little bit of a treat if you're subscribed to iTunes, that you'll get an episode a little bit sooner than the YouTube. So I try to make it like that.
It's like a exclusive bonus. Usually like what PS4 does. They get it earlier and then everyone else gets it later, which is great. I'm a PS4 owner, so not an Xbox.
That's all right. Get closer to the.
Dude, you get closer to.
I am right up on it, as you can see with the video component if you're watching on video.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that was there.
Trevor writes in and says, congrats on the new podcast. Loved your etiquette video. Speaking of which, where do you think Smash Brothers goes from here? Who do you want to see in Smash Ultimate DLC? You want to field that one first, Luke?
Well, first I'd say thank you, because the Etika one was really fun to make. It was a good time. But where do we think it's going to go from here? Like, as a series, I think, one, Sakurai will now physically be out of it. I think he just kills himself when he makes those games. He loves it, but, like, he doesn't, like, there's, like, stories of him, like, not getting any sleep. He's not eating. Like, he's getting up there in age. He's, like, 50.
So he's like, practically dead at this point.
He's just like, I'm done, man. He's, like, one of the rare programmers that are millionaires, too.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be off hands with it. I think they're going to hand it off to a different, smaller group, maybe the same group, just with him as like a supervisor, not really like programming and engineering. But I think that they're going to probably go with, because Ultimate, everyone's there, so I think they might just revamp it.
Well, everyone's not there, though.
Everyone who is important is there.
That is
I know who you're going for.
factually not true. And considering, I'm just going to go out on a limb here.
The port coming to Switch.
I'm just going to say that Devil May Cry was announced for Nintendo Switch. I texted Luke about it because, as he knows, I've been a long time proponent of Dante appearing in Smash Brothers.
And that's like, people like you need to be off ballots.
He will do it because he is the most recognizable Capcom third-party person, period, at this point.
Well,
Street Fighter's already in.
I was about to say.
I mean, Ryu, whatever.
Almost everyone from Street Fighter is more popular than Dante, but continue.
That is not even really true.
Mega Man is in there, so you're lucky.
Mega Man's already in there.
But I see them doing a whole reboot with different characters. Like, I see them probably shortening the roster or making it a little bit smaller, more like Brawl size, and just having brand new ones except for the original 12. The original 12 will stay, or at least this is what I hope. Original 12 will stay to keep it fresh, you know? And then everyone else will be brand new.
But how would they even go? Like, I don't understand who they would get.
I mean, like,
brand new. Like, why not already have that list?
Think about it. There's new games coming out, like that Ninjala game. It's like the new Splatoon that's coming out. So it's like this multiplayer, like ninja arena game that you like blow up bubblegum and you have like these, I don't know, like these tube sword things that you hit each other with. That's going to probably be a character. It's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. That's probably going to be a character. Like, there's so many games, like Shovel Knight's probably going to make his way in there somehow. For the third-party people and stuff like that, like Rayman is probably going to make his way in there. For first-party guys, they're probably going to have some more people like maybe. I mean, you could still have like Mario in it, like not Mario himself, but like Mario franchise, just different characters. Like Hammer Bro could be a good guy in there. I think I would like to play as Hammer Bro in a Smash Bro.
I just don't get the benefit of having this insanely huge roster of all that work already done to then decide to scrap it and reboot with a smaller roster. I don't see it. It feels like you have automatically more content in there, and unless the rights to buy these third-party characters, I could see that some of those going away because
you can only have them for so long too.
Yeah,
and like for a certain deal.
How much? I guess how many more units does Smash sell if it has Solid Snake in it? I mean, I'm sure there's a metric somewhere where it's like,
think
plus
about
we
what
have to
would
pay
happen.
X amount to Konami every time we do this.
But think about what would happen though. Like, if let's say they do get the roster back down to like a Brawl size, okay? Everyone obviously who enjoys the series has probably played the ones up to now and probably has at least 2 of the copies. And now I'm thinking, so if I'm Nintendo, I'm thinking, okay, we gave them what they need, we satisfied their thirst. For this new game, let's do what we did back then and introduce this game to a new audience with new people and not have to rely on, oh, you changed him this much or you did this to this guy. Like, yes, they have all of those, that code for the other guys that they've made. But, like, then again, so do many other games that go through sequels or reboots and all that type of stuff. It's like you just get new people, and I think more people would be more excited for a smaller, condensed, more concentrated new thing with the same title than the same thing just reiterated for a new. I mean, but again, this is a hard example because if it's not broken, really don't fix it type thing. It's kind of like where this is, to where most people, if they had to say like black or white, do you like the game or do you not like the game? It's almost always gonna be I like the game.
Yeah.
Yes, like we all have our nitpicks with it, but at the same time, it's like you gotta, as a studio, you gotta like you gotta want to keep being innovative, right? So you want to have this successful franchise, and you want to keep it rolling as much as you can, as far as you can, just keep the tape going. But at the same time, you don't want to just fall into a rut of Call of Duty, and then you become that series where it's just like
yeah, but there's like a Smash
annual
every 4 years though. It's not like Call of Duty where it's
yeah. But I'm talking about the
annualized.
quality, not the annual like that and Assassin's Creed type thing. I'm talking about the quality of the game. I think, me personally, I'd be more excited if I saw just like think about all the announcements and stuff, like who's going to be in this game type thing.
You could still have that with new stuff because I mean,
No, because all the rosters almost filled up. Like
with Nintendo characters. See, I think where they go from here is I think that it turns into a celebration of video games in
characters.
general, and I actually don't think it's gonna stay. And whether it's the next one or the one after that, I am confident that it will not be Nintendo exclusive at some point. I think with all the right stuff going on with that, I think the bigger it gets, I could for sure see Smash Brothers being a multi-platform
Are you
game.
saying that because of the not rumored, but already here for some consoles, but rumored for PlayStation getting along and having that cross-play between all four, sorry.
I think that's the natural evolution of this sort of stuff. I think that's where it's going to head. But no, I mean, it just makes more sense if, because Bandai Namco is not a Nintendo-only developer. And if they continue doing that sort of stuff, I think that they will try and...
But this last one, I don't believe Bandai was a part of it. I think they just had to get the rights for Pac-Man and...
well, I know they
the
worked
people
on
who
Smash
They
4.
worked on Smash 4. They were the team that did it. But I'm saying
Yeah.
this new one, I think it was Sakurai's team.
Oh,
I don't think it was with them. I think they just had to get the rights so they could have him back, and they had to pay for him. Guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I believe what happened. I don't think that they were a part of the programming this time around for Ultimate.
That'd be interesting. But anyway, my opinion still stands is that I think that Smash will eventually be a multi-platform title. You'll see Master Chief fighting Mario. You'll see Banjo-Kazooie in there. You'll see all of that sort of stuff. I bet you that at some point, I'm sure marketing people are looking at like, hey, we get all this engagement from these crazy left field announcements that are super, they get those reaction videos going.
Right.
And I bet you at some point the well is going to run dry with that, which it already kind of is, with what they can do if they remain Nintendo exclusive. So I could see a deal working out where, yeah, we'll let you have Master Chief and Smash, but it's got to be for Xbox. Or, yeah, we'll let you have...
Oh, so it's kind of like a Soul Calibur type thing. Where
yeah,
like
except
Vader
they just...
Link
everyone
and
has everyone.
Everyone has everyone.
So...
That would be interesting to me. I would definitely buy it. But
hell yeah,
I would definitely need to have the team that makes Smash make it and not have all the teams from all the others.
Right. I agree.
You would, look what happened to PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. Like, you would need to have that
Dante
team.
was in
have
that.
them.
It was the wrong Dante, but Dante was in that.
Some would say it's the right one, just the edgy enough one.
Idiots would say that.
I did like that, though. I mean, on the Vita is what I had it on, and I enjoyed it because of the small experience. It was just by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how fun it would be with people. Online, it was kind of fun, but I'm talking about couch play.
Yeah.
I just loved playing it. Like, Sly was the dude, man. Like, they got that moveset perfect, and he's my favorite video game character of all time. And that's just, I'd love to see, like, yeah, those guys cross over and fight, too. And that certain style that Nintendo has, like that kind of, like, bulgy, cartoony style instead of, like, that, realistic graphic style that the other two have.
Because I think with the Persona 5 guy, I think that is where they are going at this point.
Joker?
Joker, yeah. I think that they want to broadly expand and get away, because I don't think he was on a Nintendo console or whatever. I think the rules for like being
They are now, I know.
are they?
Like the eShop, I'm pretty sure that there's Persona 4 or 3 or 4.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Persona 3.
But yeah, I think they'll definitely. Obviously, they're gonna have enhancements, but I think that might shrink. I think for me, I would rather. I mean, your idea is great. I mean, I'd buy both, but for me, if they were like for more realistic for me, I think this very next one, what they're gonna do, or I'd hope they do, is just shrink it down and make it kind of like a new thing.
But see, like I think they run into that same problem though. If they shrink it down and they reboot it,
like people still love Melee, man.
well, yeah, but like they are still going to run into the same issues if they don't reboot it. Is that they need to get new people coming in to the series, and they need to be people that will grab someone's attention. Like, I don't think that the hype is there for Hammer Bros or whatever. I'm sure they'd be fun to play, at least for me. I don't.
Right. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I'll just give you an example as like
Right.
you don't have to just use the faces of. I mean, yes, the original idea is that the mascots of these games are fighting each other just for no reason. That was the appeal. Like, you never seen it before. But now that we're past that, like, appeal phase, and we just kind of want fighters instead of, like, what they mean to the series. Because there's so many people who want, like, secondary characters from franchises. And you know how many, like, yeah, the Mario series is really big and everyone knows who these characters are, but, like, I don't give a damn about Peach.
Yeah.
I don't care about Luigi. He's the second most popular. And it's just like stuff like that. It's like, I know there's definitely people out there, obviously, and there's top players out there who only exclusively play with Peach and Luigi, the weird characters, like all that type of stuff. They're very good. But at the same time, I feel like, would you rather have Peach or would you rather have Shovel Knight?
I don't see why you can't have both. I mean, you already have one.
All right, Tony Stark.
I'm just saying,
But yeah.
I would say if they don't do it with Smash 6 or whatever, Smash 6?
It would be Smash 6.
I would say they would do it with Smash 7. I would almost say that they're going to do it next time, where they try and go multi-platform. That's just me. But bold predictions all around.
See, I wish you would have told me that question before we went on.
Why?
Because I feel like I need to take time to answer that question. I don't know. I feel like I have more, or just have to redact what I said.
Sorry.
Like now more that I'm thinking about it, but at the same time I would want to shrink it down a little bit.
Oh, we could always come back to it.
Yeah,
the second part of that was like, who do you want to see in the Smash Ultimate DLC? I want to see
Goku for Smash. No, I'm just
yes,
I don't want to.
He is coming to Smash Brothers. He will 100%. It's going to be Dante. Is going to be announced probably at E3.
Okay.
If I had to guess. Yep. And they're going to throw in that dude from Kingdom Hearts. And I'm going to say Goku is the last one that gets announced.
Sora and Goku. Oh.
And there's probably some weird Japanese RPG that gets thrown in there too, just for diversity.
Just because they're going to have a West launch and they need hype for the game. That guy.
Yeah. Like I think you're 100% right. But you heard it here first. Dante and Goku will both be in Smash Ultimate. It's a fact at this point. Just all but confirmed. The only question is it going to be Kid Goku or is it going to be Adult Goku?
Well, Kid Goku is not. Well, I was going to say he's in Fighters, but so is every other Goku ever created. So it's Goku Fighters.
Yeah,
is what it is. It's
still a fun game though.
But I don't know. I don't know who I never really thought about it because the characters I like are in it. I kind of wish I'm one of those guys who wish it's like Incineroar was put in. I like Incineroar, but it's like I was like, oh man, you should have had Decidueye. I'm like one of those guys who do that. I don't think of who I want, but until they put someone in from a series, I'm like, oh man, you should put the other guy in. You know, it's kind of like I don't know, it's a weird type of picking. So I don't really know who I'd want in there, but I know that whoever they pick, I'm going to like the other guy from the series they pick. I just know it. Yeah. It's just the way it goes. I don't know why.
Well, we'll move on, but we might revisit this. You know what I do want to do is I want to have an E3. Will we watch
Dude,
a Nintendo conference or a...
That and San Diego Comic-Con, I'm all over all summer.
Okay. We should do that. I think we should do that.
I look up all summer, those two.
Anonymous writes in and says, this was over Twitter through a DM, so I'm going to keep him anonymous. Thank you for the episode about addiction and alcohol. My uncle was an alcoholic, and I think I'm becoming one as well. It runs in my family, and I just wanted to thank Chris for articulating a lot of the things that I've been feeling. So thank you for writing in. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that, this could, be... It's really the underlying purpose for right now for what I want to accomplish with this is that I want to help people talk about some stuff that is maybe more taboo, but also surround that serious stuff with some positivity, lightheartedness, maybe a little bit of, levity, but
just keep some motivation as well too.
Yeah.
So it's like the you're not alone type feeling that we're kind of going for.
Yeah.
It's coming from a genuine place.
Yeah. So moving on. Anonymous writes in, or tweets rather. Again, once we get more people writing in the email, we'll be able to read those and have a better structure. But what games are you looking forward to this year? / what are you playing?
You want to go first? Because I've got a couple.
Sure, I'll go first. I have been not playing a whole lot, to be completely honest. I don't know. Honestly, I'm trying to think. My big Hail Mary, what I really want, already came out in March. Devil May Cry 5.
Yeah.
I thought never was
going
to
to
happen.
You were waiting for that since it's like you were excited about Red Dead.
Yeah.
You were way more excited. You went and bought Red Dead, but you're like, oh man, I can't wait for Devil May Cry. It's like, dude, you just bought Red Dead. Enjoy that for a little bit.
Red Dead was good, but
be like, Devil May Cry though.
I wanted the conclusion of that series, and I thought after the reboot it would never happen, and I was really bummed because that Dante was not took all the stuff that was fun about Dante and they made him super serious, super kind
of what they're doing with Sonic. Just make him all weird.
Well, if Sonic ever has a scene where he's talking to Eggman and goes, "Fuck you, dude," and then Eggman goes, "Fuck you," and then Sonic yells, "Fuck you," and then it just goes back and forth.
Wait, is that seriously what happened?
That's for real. A scene in Devil May Cry, the rebooted one.
I'm glad I'm not a fan. That's some
it was
terrible
really
writing.
Painful. Yeah, it was very
a lot
painful.
of filler there. A lot of filler. What else are you playing? Is that or excited about? There's got to be something you're excited about.
What else is coming out this year? I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm excited for what. Okay,
you're probably confused because it's the year of the Switch. Switch has a ton of games coming out that everyone knows about. I'm sure PS4 and Xbox do have a good amount of games coming out, but they're all getting ready for their new system launch. They're getting ready for the launch titles, so they're keeping it close to the chest.
I've been. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. So there was one more. I was playing VR for the first time, and
it's good stuff. Which VR?
PlayStation VR.
Oh, nice.
And that blew my mind. And so I was playing Beat Saber, and
good choice.
It's like Guitar Hero, but you have a lightsaber.
Were you at the mall or something?
The what?
You at the mall?
No, I was at a friend's house.
Oh, okay.
But
that's always the demo. It's always the demo.
But I also played this game called Rec Room. Have you played that? Mm-hmm. It's a free game on PlayStation VR, and you go around this virtual college dorm, and it's like a big chat room. It is the coolest thing.
Continue. This seems a little weird, but go ahead.
It's the coolest thing. You could go around and pick up anything that you want, like a dart or a squirt gun, which is kind of maybe controversial because it's at a campus, but whatever. Whatever. So
what? This game is not selling anybody. You're not selling anybody on
I'm not trying to. It's free.
You can have a normal life in virtual reality.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it is.
You can do exactly what you want to do in your own room.
Yeah, but I was just really blown away that I was talking to other people. I was grinning like an idiot, and I was talking to other people on there because it was this cool virtual reality thing. It was my first time really playing it, so I was just like, this is the future.
It is pretty cool.
Is so cool.
Future is now, old man.
Yeah.
That is cool, though. I mean, VR is definitely a weird thing, especially because that's going to get better.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary about it. That's the reason why I haven't bought one yet. It's because I'm waiting for the next one to come out. But once they said that, so I have a PS4 Pro, so they're just PS5 will support PSVR. I'm like, well, I might get a PSVR now because I thought the new one would come out for the new system.
Yeah.
But if they're going to have that, I mean, I might as well get one. And they're not that expensive right now. Like,
yeah, I think the person I was hanging out with paid like $200 or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't
like
crazy
as much as the console. And originally when it came out, it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, that's a cool experience, though, VR. It's not bad. I mean, what game would you – I'm adding my own question here. What game would you wish, like, got created? So, like, let's say in the past you would have said, I want Devil May Cry 5 to be made, even though you had seen no sight of it.
Yeah.
It's like, what right now, looking to the future, like, what is a game that you wish will be made that you don't think is going to be made, but, you know, you want to?
I got two ones right at the top of my head. One is technically still in production, but it's this game for the computer called Mount and Blade, and it's this really cool medieval simulator where you're on a horse and you got a spear and you lead armies and like you fight in these huge like I'm talking like 100 on 100 battles or whatnot. It's almost like Dynasty Warriors, but like more medieval, and it's by this like European company. And
are your horses in the front or are they in the back?
So it controls like Jedi Academy, basically, where you control the swing of your sword, and there's different directions to swing it in.
Okay.
And so it's a third-person game, and so you can start as like a peasant or a squire, and you work your way up. It's a ton of fun, and they're making a new one, but they've been making that for a long time, and I hope that comes out soon. But the other one's Jedi Academy too. So
yeah. Well, there's Jedi Outcast.
That was before Jedi Academy, though.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
100%.
No.
I know this shit.
No, I don't think so.
Don't test me on
I
this.
think it was Jedi Outcast was second.
It went Jedi Outcast, then like a year later, Jedi Academy came out. Let me break it down for you. So, Jedi Academy revolutionized. It built iteratively upon Jedi Outcast because you could have two sabers at once, or a Darth Maul style saber.
Stuff, yeah.
Wouldn't make sense if in the sequel they just got rid of all those options. It's like, hey guys, I know you like that stuff, but we're going back to it.
It's
one
like,
saber.
yeah, it just took too long to
Remember
make.
Kyle Katarn?
We're just
Okay.
just
Are you fact checking right now?
And yeah, I'll have some humble pie. You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Jedi Academy's predecessor to Jedi Outcast. But to answer the question, like the games I'm looking forward to is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. It's probably the big one that I'm.
Oh, cool.
That was big. The first game I ever played on the PSP was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 10-6. That really excited for. Astral Chain is one that's like
What's Astral Chain?
It's literally like. It's funny because if you ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's like you have your own stand, which is like almost like a spectral warrior behind you that only the people who have one can see. It's just kind of fun. You need to see the trailer. It looks
like
pretty
Persona,
dope.
kind of.
Yeah, like that's what the joke was when Joker got announced. He's like, wait, he's a literal JoJo character. But
oh, okay.
Yeah, that seems real fun. It's by Platinum Games. So the people who did like Bayonetta and all that stuff. So yeah, the combat you gotta know it's gonna be good. And Crash Team Racing is gonna be good. It's just another Carter I need. I mean, Mario Kart 8's getting a little old rundown right now.
Yeah.
But Oninaki. It's
Oninaki.
like this Oninaki. It's like this two worlds. Like you can go into the land of the dead and the land of the living. It's like a action JRPG. And you just go through trying to find out, like, obviously you have the bad guy, and it seems like it's just like a evil version of the main character, but not much has really been said about it other than the reveal trailer. I'm sure if you look it up online, I just like the way it looked, and I'm really excited to see more. I don't really know much about it, but I really like the way it looked. But the game I really wish would come out, and if anyone else who has power can, shovel this down the line to somebody, Power Stone 3 needs to be made exclusively for the Nintendo Switch.
You heard it here first, guys.
Do you know what Power Stone is? The Power Stone
It's
series?
like Smash Brothers, isn't it?
It was before Smash Brothers.
Right, but it kind of was what Smash Brothers was based on, right?
No. It's just like it was one of those things where like two studios had the same idea, but then one comes out and the other ones. Like this one came out, I think the same year. Actually, no, you're right. Smash Bros. Came out in '99, right?
That sounds about right.
And I think Power Stone came out in like either late '99 or 2000. It was on the Dreamcast. Super fun game. Originally, it was a arena fighter with just one-on-one, and then it became a 4-player game, arena fighter. The characters would get these 3 stones. When you get these 3 stones, you collect them. you turn into a super version of yourself for a couple of attacks or a limited amount of time, and then you transform back. But it was really fun. That was a game me and my brothers just play all the time, and they had these characters obviously based off of real characters that were made. So like Wong Tong was Goku pretty much when he transformed, and he had like Ki Blast, and then his big super move was a Spirit Bomb, and then his other super move was pretty much a Dragon Fist. And then there's other guys like Falcon was pretty much Iron Man. He had rockets that came out, but he was literally suited up in armor. So it was a really cool game. Gun Rock was a thing. I don't know. But it was one of those things where I wish they could kind of nowadays would kind of cool the stereotypes though, because like there's the big Native American guy who just turned into a literal totem pole. It's like that was his super. It was like,
can't make that game today. Yeah, that's for sure.
But I mean, hey, Power Stone 3 needs to be made.
Huh.
Only for the Switch though.
That's fine. I'm gonna get a Switch here soon anyway.
You should.
Yeah.
Is that the questions that went through? You got any more?
Well, this one's maybe contingent on. Let's see here. Do you watch Game of Thrones? Because we had a question about that.
No.
You don't?
I do not.
Okay. Well, all right. Yeah, that's it. That's all you got.
It's like, what'd you think about Bubba?
It actually was. And I'm not super thrilled. But
all right. Well, then I guess I'll read some
while.
comments starting from the first upload we had, Coding Embers. I'll read some comments we had. And if they've already been answered, I'll just go over them real quick, just a real quick answer. So like our friend Kojiko, he said, great episode, guys, but I do want to know if you have any plans of releasing future episodes on other platforms. As you guys know, we have it on Spotify, iTunes, and some other different platforms, and YouTube.
We're looking to expand a little bit, but those are the big three that we're kind of focusing on right now.
Yeah. MRM says, Alex Hall is back.
It's true.
Yeah.
Back again for probably the third time.
Actually, the third time, yeah.
Stayed around
seems
longer.
People are excited. Luis Miguel Castillo Cortez says, you appear in the channel Silent Dork in the video G2. Alex Jadusable?
What?
He's letting you know that you appeared in that weird video you sent me.
Oh, yeah.
What are your thoughts about that? What was that? Did you know that what happened, or? I feel like that guy saw you upload Methods of Revolution, and he just made that.
Maybe.
To be like bin type thing.
That was the one where it was like me talking all distorted or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with some of that stuff because I think
it's not licensed by you, is what you're saying.
I don't give a shit. I think it's cool. I like that kind of stuff because it's like it just reminds me of when I was running that ARG stuff for Ben Drowned and the cryptic videos and like I'm sure there's some like hidden binary or whatever Morse code or something in that video.
Morse code
or something like that. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I think that stuff's pretty cool. I always get a kick out of that stuff, and it's fun seeing that sort of thing.
Sans Saciono says, "Wait, what? Alex is back?" Yes, he's back again.
Yes, back again for the third time.
Cole says, "Been drowned too."
Great, put me on the spot with that.
Oh yeah, we're getting in there.
There is. I don't want to sound like a broken record at this point because this story to continuing to try and get a film adaptation of Ben Drowned has been a little bit like challenging for me because a lot of times in Hollywood stuff, in my limited experience, they promise a lot and not always deliver with some of this stuff. So I have been, let's say, cock-teased about 3 or 4 times at this point. I think with the last one, the last one was like the Clive Barker stuff, which would have been cool. But, it'll happen when it's ready to happen. And
maybe a different game? Who knows?
Maybe. I want to continue and wrap up the story in the way that I kind of originally envisioned it. But, there could be something coming in that regard soon. We'll see. I don't want to say anything before.
Cool. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because I just don't want a repeat of like, hey, guys.
Yeah,
is that,
seriously.
Oh.
And then you get the comments we were about to read. Oh, actually, contrary. Dark Moon Wolf says, I love this guy.
Oh, well, I love you too. Thank you.
And then again, Luis comes back and says, Alex, are you going to continue the new Arc Astro Observatory? Sorry.
I don't know what that is.
The new Arc Astro Observatory.
There was only 3 arcs in the original story, and then it ended with the Hubris arc that wasn't finished. So I know there's been throughout, I'd say probably the past few years, there have been other people like continuing the story or whatnot on their own. So maybe that's a reference to some other, creation or continuation or something.
You know what? I just realized Sans, like Sashiono or whatever I just said, it's sensational. It's not sensational, but it's spelled S-A-N-S, like Sans from Undertale, space, and then S-A-C-I-O-N-A-L. So like his name, if you say it in a row, it's
He should be in Smash. Sans from Undertale.
Oh my God.
He's going to be in Smash. And he's the other person announced at E3.
Yeah.
That's what's good. No, he's going to be after E3.
Angel Gamer says, been drowned. Yes, it's the guy who made it. Kamikaze says, he's alive.
I am.
He is alive. Sensational comes back again and says, it's a life. I think he meant it's alive, too. But
that's good. I like that.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
And then I'm assuming this is from Ben Drown again. Eli Evikert says 10-9-4-116-23-4-16-19 5 19 5 triangle.
I don't know if you're supposed to read that on the air. You might have just like inadvertently activated someone, like a Russian sleep rig. Just be like,
Bucky. Yeah.
I don't know.
Opa gotcha. I don't think we speak Spanish, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I had a few people try and request that we get someone to translate the podcast that we've been doing. Like that is well out of my area of expertise.
Yeah, I'm the last guy to ask about any type of translation. So we're gonna move on to Thanos and Biden, and this is Thanos and Biden episode 2. There's only 4 on this one. So someone Zemina, or sorry, I'm butchering your name. Ximena, Zemina Isabel. Hi, hearts.
Hi. How are you?
I hope you're well.
I hope you're well. Hope you're doing well.
Rolando Feliciano says, Alex, it's great to have you back. I hope that you do more of Fireside. I like these as they show the real you, and I would gladly support this. Don't let the hate bug you and give us the real Alex.
Oh.
The way that it's like on my phone, it's like it cuts off at the weird parts of the sentence. So that's why it sounded like that.
So you actually can read that.
I can read
at a pretty high level.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And I get some of the pushback, too, because I think that people want to see other stuff. And I think historically, when I kind of started trying to do all these projects and all these ideas, I had a bad habit of jumping into something without maybe full well realizing the extent of what would be required in terms of the work involved, and then putting the project on hiatus or trying to discontinue it. And that's something that I'm actively working on to try and improve that part of myself and make amends to that. And so both of those projects that I have in mind, they are still, I guess in progress, I suppose, without, saying too much. But
DeBoss says, hi, DeBoss. And then last comment on here, you're going to love this one. You are not a creative storyteller, at least not on YouTube. That honor belongs to McJuggernuggets.
Who?
Ben Drowned had a tremendous impact on me, so it's sad knowing that you never follow up on anything, nor do you care about fans. That is not true. And first of all, McJuggernuggets is that crazy psycho kid that gets his stuff run over by his dad and
what?
That yelling kid, the psycho kid or whatever. That's what that channel is. He's saying that it's like you're worse than someone who doesn't even try. Because literally their skits are like, gamer kid freaks out, dad breaks Xbox in front of him.
Oh,
or
shit.
mows over
I've
his lawn.
That.
That's the channel.
Oh, McJuggernuggets, of course.
It's like, how can we forget?
Of course.
A legend in our time.
I think that's, with that last part, I do definitely care about the fans. I think that's fair that he has those concerns, though. I think that's valid. That's something I'm trying to get better about doing. I think a lot of this stuff, especially with YouTube fame, which is why that stuff with Etika spoke to me, is that a lot of this is like we're still kind of figuring out this sort of stuff, like the long-term ramifications of it and the impact of that sort of thing. And I think that I would kind of dip my toes in the water and take them back out. And like, because I wasn't necessarily enjoying at the time how it was affecting me. Like all that pressure and just the resulting stuff, that kind of the ramifications of that, I think was a little maybe much at the time. I think it got me really obsessed with social media and checking that kind of stuff, which I didn't like. And it's, I think it unfairly kind of gave me maybe an overinflated sense of ego back when I was 21 or 22 or whatever. And
back in 1886.
Aside from you, I am the youngest person that has ever appeared on this podcast. Oh. And you're going to alienate a shit ton of people if you keep on saying that. Including our guest, Kenzie.
Wise beyond my age. Video. So.
Yes.
Of course.
Because you're what? You're 24, right?
Yeah.
28.
24. 24.
I might need to counsel you when you turn 28. I'm like, it's going to be okay, Luke.
I think I'll be okay. I don't think I'll...
What I'll do is I'll just remind you of how good looking I was at 28, because I'll be 32
All you
by
do
then.
is just go back and watch the digital flyers.
Absolutely. And I'll just be like, hey, don't cheer up, man. Remember how good looking and sexy I was at 28? It'll be fine. Anyway, sorry. So back then, I was kind of playing around with it and just really sort of seeing what, I wanted to do. And I got into a lot of creative ruts, and that I talked about openly about my stuff and my history with anxiety and depression, which I think are pretty much linked to some of that stuff, the pressure of trying to create, the pressure of having these overambitious goals that I wasn't really fully prepared to understand at the time because I was so young. So it's kind of interesting coming back at that sort of stuff now with a few years under my belt, hopefully wiser, and reattempting that sort of thing. So we'll this next year's going to be really interesting, I think.
I think so too.
Oh, yeah? You think so?
Yeah. Next video.
Okay.
Podcast. Alcoholism and recovery.
Let's do
and
it.
There's a couple on here. There's 7. Arthur Scary says, Alex Hall, I'm a big fan of yours. I love you.
Aw, I love you too, Arthur. Thank you.
Isaac Calder comes back again, the same guy who just same guy who said you're not a creative writer.
Yeah.
He comes and says, notice how Alex never responds to comments or to people reaching out to him.
Okay.
Why do you say that?
So out
Interesting.
of curiosity, when was that comment posted? Because I wonder
It's 2
if
days ago. It says 2 days ago.
Was that after our Etika video came out where I openly, straight up said I didn't read the comments, I wonder?
Yeah, because the Etika video came out 2 days ago. That's probably what brought him back to the
He's like,
thing.
that son of a bitch!
He never does shit! Fuck him!
Lock him! Lock him!
Well, as you can see, Isaac, we're here, and we're answering and commenting on your comments.
But to Isaac's point, though, I would have had no idea that he wrote that unless you actually brought it up. I'm sorry,
but then
Isaac.
again, I'd also told him on the Etika one.
Yeah.
You said I don't do that. It's like, I'll go through them. We'll get. Oh no, we're like, we don't care about you.
Oh.
It's fine. You will. You will. All right.
You will.
You will. Is that the Yoda thing?
Yeah.
You will. The seagulls. Default name says, this was powerful. Thanks for sharing. Respect for Chris.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
And Sensational comes back again saying, please, subtitles in Spanish. Okay. Sorry.
That's going to be a long time. I'm sorry.
The commenter says, is the final act of Binge Round canceled?
No.
And then a couple of them were just, so Jadid McSwag just says, wow. And the other one is written in Arabic, and I can't read that. Or something. I don't know. You tell me what that last one is.
I don't know. Maybe Arabic.
I don't know. It looks like it. I'm not saying it is. I don't know.
I need to have Chris back on, too, because there were some messages I got strictly about asking about his experience that I think we have enough at this point to have him back on.
Cool.
And you can come, too. I'd like to have you back on, too, with him.
Yeah, because I was thinking about once we get that other guy on as well that we were talking about.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
So we get back to back going with that. Etiquette video.
Oh Christ.
Jokai Gonzo says, it's bad when a person who wrote one of the most sorry, I can't talk.
Jesus, Luke.
He says, it's bad when the person who wrote one of the most popular internet horror stories, is concerned about you. And someone replied underneath that, haha, true.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, it's sad to see that stuff happen. And I think that, again, like what I was talking about in that episode where it's like you have so many people, I don't want to say cheering for your destruction because that sounds really nefarious, but it is almost like you put it best when I was editing the video where you said, I forget exactly what you said. It was really profound.
I'm glad it really stuck with you.
It was really no. It was.
I think I know what you're talking about.
They're not here to support you. They're here to watch you, or something to that
they're
effect.
They're not the subscribers and the watchers and the streamers, all that stuff. They're not here to help you.
Yeah,
they're here to just watch you.
Yeah. So God bless that guy. I hope he gets what he's looking for.
Yeah, me too. Elijah Takode says, "I didn't expect this, but now I want to watch more of your podcast."
Oh, that's awesome. I hope we deliver some stuff that you're interested in.
Yeah. _Doctor_ says mentalbreakdown.wmv. Yeah, you got him.
Because that's pretty fucking clever. I like
got
that.
him, Doctor.
I like that guy. That was pretty good.
John J says, I think both times he got... Oh, he's talking about Etika here. Because I think I got him ass backwards there. So he goes, I think both times he got banned off YouTube was because he uploaded porn, not for saying the N-word.
Oh.
And then someone before him had said, Micah Skeen has said, I think he's responding to this guy, Twitch banned him for the N-word. YouTube is because he posted hentai. And I think Micah's right. I think Micah's right. I think I said N-word for both.
Yeah.
I knew N-word was one of them, but I didn't know he got kicked off Twitch as well. I thought it was just
so
YouTube.
Twitch
migrated to Twitch.
Twitch for the N-word, YouTube for hentai.
Yeah. Not good either way.
Not great. Not a great look, I would say.
Not great.
I'm surprised at Twitch. I'm surprised that either platform banned him for saying the N-word, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. I feel like a lot of the YouTube would lose its platform if that word was taken off. But, okay, Mortal Gaming says he changed from Jadusable. I mean, I sent you that video of you pronouncing it.
Yeah.
Pronounce it, please. Because you've said it differently every time you say it. So now when I read it, I say it like differently. I can't do it right.
Well,
I used to think it was because it's a J-A. And remember you were telling me it was Jadusable.
Jadusable or something like that?
Yeah, but every time you say it, it's like Jadusable or
the correct pronunciation is Judusable. So
it's Judusable. See, that's what I thought because you said Judas and Abel. But now every time I read it, it's a J-A, so it's Jadusable. So it throws me off because of what you told me.
Well,
you're leading me around the path.
When you have a name as maybe nebulously sounding as
look at this guy. I'm not a hero, man.
Jadusable, that kind of stuff. That's a very hard, I think, word to kind of wrap your head around because I feel like there's so many ways you can pronounce it.
Jadusable. Jadusable. I like Jadusable better. The way
I
it's
don't
supposed
give a shit what you like.
You know what? I think we should go back and do these videos over again. It should be Jadusable.
Jadusable, actually, is the correct. I changed my mind. Jadusable is the correct pronunciation.
Oh, my fucking God. See? But to finish his comment, sorry, Mola Gaming, he changed from that guy to Alex Hall. Talk about the end of an era.
Yeah, I did that back in 2014.
Yeah, where the fuck have you been?
So.
God. We like you to stay, by the way. It's okay.
Let's not antagonize these people.
On the comment where Micah said Twitch banned him for the N-word, YouTube was because of hentai, Axeworld says both times unjust. He did the emoji guy. He did that.
Free Attica. Do it.
And then your favorite commenter, who also had to edit, Isaac Calder, comes on with what's going on with Etika? Me. He goes, me, Martins. What's going on with Ben Drown film I haven't heard about in forever?
Dude,
please respond, Alex.
Did you really hit me up with a please respond?
And then 3 replies. There's a guy that says, Professor Heavy Source Shenanigans replies, says, Can't find any mention of what you're talking about. No movie, nothing. I think there's no mention of it. It's not an ongoing project. And then Isaac responds to that guy saying, he must have halted it without making fans aware because it was very real and there was even an IMDb page on it. And then Pigamon says, IMDb pages don't mean shit.
Well, he's not wrong. I would say, because I know there was a fan film made by an actor in L.A. He was in Joey Luthman. He was in Parks and Rec and some other stuff. And I think he directed it, maybe. I haven't looked at it in a while, but I know there was a fan film of that which did have an IMDb listing that came out probably 4 years ago. So that could be it. There was also a Clive Barker film adaptation that was on the books to be released, partnered with Warner Brothers, that ultimately ended up falling through due to creative differences, which was fantastic.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want, though. You don't want these.
That's true. It was probably
dudes who just don't understand it to ruin what you made.
Yeah. So that's maybe what he's thinking of. I don't know. But
this is all part of Methods of Revolution, by the way. This is all part of it.
You're gonna ruin it. You can't spoil that kind of shit.
Keeps him coming back. I'm sure that's not the last we'll hear of Isaac Calder.
I hope not. I hope he continues to comment it. I enjoy his work.
The next video and the last one we have, the latest one, is How I Conquered Cancer with Mitch.
That was such a powerful one.
That was a good one.
Really enjoyed making it.
I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I ended up seeing him the day I posted it, which was yesterday. We're recording this on the 10th. And we ended up running together, just talking for a bit. We ran for about 2 or 3 miles, and man, that guy is in much better shape than I am.
He looks like a Marine.
Yeah,
he
kind
looks
of.
like, not kind of.
Well,
for sure. Look at his Instagram.
Yeah.
Toes in the water. That's his Instagram handle.
He's ripped. Like, I didn't even realize it. I'm like, Jesus.
I saw it. Thing is, I looked at the video. I'm like, damn, he's like, he looks like he's got like that Van Damme shirt on. He's like leaning back in the chair. I'm like, this dude looks huge. Like, let me go look at his Instagram because we tagged him in the Instagram post, and fucking dude's yacked. He's fucking yacked.
And he's my height too. Like that's not easy to do.
To fill out a 6'5" frame.
Yeah,
with solid.
That's crazy. But I was like out of breath after about the first mile because he wanted to fucking talk to me while we were running. I was carrying on conversation. I'm like, yes, yeah, okay, great. What'd you have for breakfast? I don't know. I had eggs, Mitch. I can't remember right now. I'm dying.
And you have big ass legs too. Like you're just like you're like a skinny 6'5", skinny little legged guy, like Kevin Durant hockey sticks leg. Like your legs are like thick as hell, dude. Like, shit, those are heavy to bring. Okay. All right, no, not with 2 C's. Not with 2 C's. We're going on to the comments on here. Stephen Yates, he writes, thanks heaps for posting this, Alex. Mitch's story is quite similar to mine, though he is a lot taller than I and handled it better. It's been super inspirational to see his strength, and it's really helped me personally to connect with someone else's experience. I don't know if the physical and mental trauma ever completely leaves, but it does make us stronger. Best of luck to you and your friend. Thank you again. And then he posts a video link to Curb Your Enthusiasm with the different type of FOMAs.
I'd really appreciate that. And that was – so I did read the comments for that video because I personally feel like that's a very sensitive subject, and I wanted to kind of not curate, but also like kind of because the internet's going to be the internet, and who the hell knows when you put yourself out there talking about something so personal and serious.
People won't take it that way. They'll always try to make a
viral
tweet or viral meme about it.
Yeah, there were a few drive-by comments that I had to delete because I don't care about hate directed my way. I've been dealing with it for a long time, but someone who is maybe just not insulated, but like just sort of has only that interaction with like their friends and family on Facebook and is used to kind of that sort of positivity bubble to kind of be subjected to the internet at large, especially when it's like I am battling for my life with cancer. I just felt like I would watch those.
People should have some feel. is what we call
Yeah.
on the diamond. It's like have some damn feel. Like I mean, certain subjects, yeah, it's go ahead and laugh your ass off about, but like, come on, dude, cancer. Like, you really, unless you yourself had it.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things. Unless you yourself have gone through it, don't speak on what you really don't know, man.
Yeah.
Don't act like it's easy to like, oh, you know, my grandmother had it. Well, that's different than you having it. Okay. So there's like that's kind of where I stand about it. It's kind of like the same thing with any other. Like that's why black people can say N-word, other people can't, or like you know, gay people can say F-word.
The F-word. Is that true? Is that like the N-word for gay people?
I'm assuming, but I'm saying like I'm
we
saying
need to delete all this right now.
I'm saying.
Fucking
Don't speak on
article on
what you don't know.
Kotaku bitching out Luke. You will not believe what Luke just insinuated.
He called me fun.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
But you said you read them, but I'll just read them off real quick then because I have one more
that's fine.
comment. Danger X69
I
said,
must have missed one when I was deleting.
I'm sorry, bro, but when I heard that Ben Drowned story was fake, I had cursed the maker unknowingly that something bad happened to his or her health when I was about 10 years old. And then
Damn you!
Dark Mod comments on it. These are all comments underneath it. Said, yeah, well, it looks like you didn't curse the creator. You cursed someone else. and then Danger X69 comes back with, haha.
Nice.
That sounded like a Tommy Wiseau.
What a story,
What
Mark.
a story, Mark. Hi, doggy. And he goes, that's why I told that. Otherwise, I would have felt bad for all my life. And then Dark Mod comes back and says, well, good for you, but why here on this? Why here on this video and not other videos? Why not in his Ben Drowned videos? And then he goes, because no mention of other bad health issues. Duh.
Jesus.
And then Dark Moon Wolf comes back from another video.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Let's do it, baby.
I feel like you was stupid. That's what he said, and that's how I read it, because that's literally probably how he typed it. I feel like you is stupid.
I feel like you is stupid.
And that's all the comments we have for the video.
Cool. It's been fun doing this. Like I like the cozy kind of atmosphere of like, hey, this is kind of this underground podcast getting up and starting it, so it's more intimate, I feel like, and I enjoy that kind of feeling a little bit. I don't necessarily like the huge 100,000 views and the crazy amounts of like, I don't know. When that stuff blew up, when Ben Drowned blew up, I got weird kind of like anxiety about it, and it felt too public. I like the more underground, like, I don't know, I sound like a hipster dirtbag right now, but
so hipsters are dirtbags. Look at you.
No, hipster dirtbags are hipster dirtbags. So, not all hipsters are
It's
hipster
like that
dirtbags.
21 Jump Street like punches him. He's like, you punched me because I'm gay. or he punched because I'm black. He's like, oh, I'm gay. Like, I was gay before you punched me. I mean, I haven't seen that movie in like 5 years, but it's still a good line. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'm completely opposite because I haven't had that type of experience. But yeah, all me, like,
You'll
go,
get there,
baby.
yeah.
Give it
We'll
to
see. Again, like I
Give it
was
to me,
20 when
baby.
it happened, so we'll see what happens. Maybe
21.
more equipped to,
Yeah,
deal
who
with it.
knows?
Who
You know,
knows?
just trying to reach people, you know.
Yeah, make a little difference, like with Steven. That was his name, right? Yeah,
Yates.
Steven Yates. You know that.
But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for writing in. Really appreciate it. It's I like doing this too. This episode was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to some of the hate, some of the love, some of the interesting, and the write-in questions was fun.
Yeah.
You know, were fun.
They
But yeah,
still are fun.
we're gonna. What my plan for this is that we do every so often. It's like I know I explained at the beginning, but just so in case you missed it.
Mhm.
Every so often, so we're not gonna interact that much on the page itself.
Mhm.
We're gonna go through like just how we did every so often with the different episodes, maybe between every 4 episodes,
Yeah.
and have this little hearth here and do that.
As we get more comments and stuff too, we probably will have to limit that to maybe every
Right.
2 episodes instead of every 4, because it could just be logistically a nightmare to try and
Right, yeah.
read everything. But
And again, so like the next time we do this, we won't be addressing comments posted on these first 4 or first 5. So like we'll be
that's a good
just
system.
keep moving on the new.
Yeah.
Keep moving in on the new.
That's awesome. Yeah, try and get those, either comment on the YouTube page or, write into contact at the Digital Fireside if you are listening to this on iTunes or Spotify. It just makes it easier because I got questions on my Twitter, which, God bless you guys, but I don't want to scramble every single time on
Yeah,
every single
yeah.
social media thing I own to kind of get material for these things. But yeah, write in. Let us know what you think. We'll talk and we'll read your question. We'll read your question on air.
Where can they find us at on social media, Alex? Okay, Instagram, we have The Digital Fireside, at The Digital Fireside, and Twitter.
I don't think
We
we
need to
have.
make one.
We need to make one.
Or just follow Alex at Alexander D. Hall.
Shit, we got to make a Twitter before.
Or
someone
and
takes
follow
it.
me at Indie Chubbs.
Yeah, I don't know, because I think I tried to make a Twitter and there was too many characters for the Digital Fireside, and some person took Digital Fireside. So I'm like,
What an a-hole.
well, it was like 3 years ago, but
He knew.
how dare they? But yeah, so I'm at Alexander
your
D. Hall on Twitter. You can add me on Snapchat, which I've actually started to get back into.
Yeah, I
At
noticed that.
Real
You're
Alex
really,
Hall.
really into it.
I'm really back. I'm back into it in a big way. I golfed at Top Golf and it was terrible, but
Yeah, you're awful.
I actually really enjoyed Top Golf. But I broke a golf club, one of their golf clubs. It was pretty bad.
Did you pay for it?
That they know of. I mean, edit this part out. But what was I saying?
You were talking about your handle on Twitter.
Yeah,
where you can
on
find
on
you.
Snapchat it's Real Alex Hall,
Oh.
so it's RealAleXHall, and we've got Facebook at The Digital Fireside, and Instagram at The Digital Fireside,
You can follow me on Twitter at Indie Chubbs and on Instagram at Indie Chubbs.
and that's CHUBB
It's two B's, two BBS.
BBS
BBS.
BBS.
Also want to put out, follow my blog, The City Blurb. I've got 2 good articles on there. First article is about the need for physical media. I really thought that was a really good one. I got a lot of positive feedback for that. And the other one that was posted literally like hours ago is about the difference between being a D1 athlete and a D2 athlete, because I had been both in my 4 years of playing. And so it kind of takes you through what the real difference is between. And the D2 I went to wasn't like a low time D2. It was a big time contending team. So I think there's going to be a lot more similarities than people would think. And especially if you're a younger person looking or to transfer or something like that, give it a look, because I think that it'll give you a little bit more of an insight of what actually happens when you transfer and what you can expect from the new team that you're going to, whether you're going D2 or going back up to D1, whatever it is. But yeah. So yeah,
Very
check it out,
cool.
thecityblurb.com. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube at The Digital Fireside. And yeah, if you have time, be sure to rate us on iTunes. It does help us out quite a bit. And Luke, is there any closing thoughts you'd like to give?
Live and love, baby. Live and love.
All right. Well, on that note, go ahead. And
You're
wrap
acting
it
like
up.
that wasn't like a positive thing.
It's like one of those like live, laugh, love. Like
Did I say
plaques.
laugh?
No,
I
you
said
did.
live and love.
But you hit 2 of the 3. All right. It's like
what
one of
she
those
said.
generic like. Hey. Thank you for tuning in to The Digital Fireside. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. You can write in at contact@thedigitalfireside.com. We'll see you guys next time.